Welcome back to the arena. We have a different type of show for you today. I have been asked dozens of times if I knew how to get budget-friendly accommodations when trying to take their family on a vacation to see the area that chocolate is made in. A historic landmark that many automatically perceive as being out of their budget. This has taken me 3 days to research and put together for you, but I hope you find this helpful in your search. I am showcasing a couple different locations to give you multiple options in your travels. Most importantly, these are the most budget-friendly options I've pulled from a list of over 1,000. If you find this video helpful and wish to leave me a tip for this research, you can do so by tapping that cute super thanks button, the one with the heart, right below this video. As an appreciation for tips, your comment will be highlighted in a special beautiful color in the comments section, sort of like a first-class ticket on the plane. Okay, now that technicalities are out of the way, are you ready to see these awesome properties I have found for you? Awesome! I'm excited to show you. Please fasten your seat belts and remain seated until the pilot notifies us that we're clear, just in case we hit any turbulence on the way. Enjoy your flight on your vacation to the chocolate factory. This is for the traveler who may want to visit the Harrisburg area of Pennsylvania. With much research, I found the most affordable accommodations for it and a surrounding area that I thought I'd share with you. Saving money is always great, but to be able to save money on a vacation is like a jackpot. The video you are seeing is Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I wanted to give you full perspective of the actual area. Although it looks a little unpleasant, we'll go over the reviews of prior guests to see if any of them mention the safety of the actual location for this extraordinarily money-saving stay. If this doesn't fit your needs, stay tuned because we have a second location just a hop away from here that we're going to review also. For a full appreciation of how thrifty the featured property is, let's see how much the average night stay is in a corporate box brand hotel first. What do you think about the scenery so far? Do you think you may want to give this town a visit? Think about giving it a try while we go explore a couple of our options. Here we can see the average rate for a hotel in Harrisburg is over $100 a night. And these are weekday rates. With a couple days needed, we're quickly approaching $500 with taxes added. Now we're going to see if we can find an independent home to possibly get our room from. Most of the time, your apps like Airbnb tend to be much more reasonable if you don't mind getting away from the corporate hotels. Let's pull up the app and search Harrisburg. We're going to do a general search as I don't know when you may plan your vacation. Okay, this first one looks like a great deal. Let's open it and take a look inside. Wow, we have a discount already. The cheapest it's been in the last 60 days. $39 a night? That's extremely cheap. Let's look at the interior. Looks like a no-frills room but does have 2 beds. As we look at the rest of these pictures, just think about all the money one could save by opting to go with this rather than a big box brand. Almost appears to be a shared living home. Also appears to be several living spaces which you would have access to if you chose this. Very modestly decorated without a lot of frills, but that's okay for this price point. I wonder what the homeowner's bio states so we can get a look at who we would need to contact and whose home we'd be staying in. So we would have a washer and dryer, a kitchen and a living room all for $39 a night? This is almost too good to be true, isn't it? Looks to even have yard access. The extra bonus is that there's no cleaning fee added. Here's a view at the exterior. Okay, let's read some quick details to make sure this is the right one we're thinking about picking. Fast internet to stream all your videos. Self-check-in. The home is a registered historic home in the city of Harrisburg. Make yourself at home. The kitchen has ample snacks and coffee. You'll have access to laundry room and other common areas. Your second floor room has a full-size bed with a twin trundle. You have a shared bathroom down the hall. It says they want to earn your 5-star review. That sounds promising. Seems like they are especially on top of customer service and care, doesn't it? That's always a strong point when searching. Now that we've reviewed all the details about the property, let's see about the host. It's always good to get a feel for whose property you'll be staying in before booking. This property's host is Emily, which is also listed as a super host. Let's read the bio Emily has on this listing. I am passionate about traveling, photography, meeting new people, and growing each day. I am a published author, youth basketball coach, hiker of the Appalachian Trail, huge Dave Matthews Band fan, and made an appearance on a reality TV show. Wow! That sounds exactly like what I heard a creator on social media say about her husband. The similarity is uncanny. But this is obviously a lady, so it couldn't be, right? I guess it's true what they say. It's a small world out here. Let's look at some of Emily's reviews to see what others experienced before we make any decisions. Let me add that Emily speaks 3 languages: Chinese, English, and Spanish. That's super accommodating for a travel, right? We are only going to highlight a couple as there are many here. I'll touch briefly on the ones we stop at. March 2023. He says James was a good co-host and ends his review with a thanks Emily. This states that there is a resident, James, who answered any questions during their stay. His guest says that Princess is absolutely amazing, so bright and energetic. Says they were generous and compassionate hosts. They were both very helpful and friendly. Emily, the host, was great. Communication was very clear. Emily, the host, was absolutely wonderful. This guest had an unfavorable experience. Says there was dirt all over the sheets under the bed. The floor had trash and some kind of black hard things on the floor. States that they ended up leaving because they didn't want to lay on dirty sheets. The area didn't feel safe. But it appears that Emily does not take well to criticism, as I notice any review less than a 5 has a very snap-like reply. Here's the reply to the one I just read. Completely and totally untrue. There was no dirt on the sheets. Both
the sheets and comforter were straight out of the washing machine, and the black hard things could only have been a cable wire. This review is patently libelous. Very disappointed that there are people who would lie like this.
Yikes. Let's see if there is anything else. Maybe this was just a bad day. Emily is very nice. She left snacks to eat and communicated with me all the time to find the place. I'm not from the country. Staying at Emily's home was warm and inviting. She accommodated all my needs and wants. Thank you, Emily and family. James was there when we arrived, so he greeted us and showed us around and where to park. We didn't see him after that, but knew he was available if needed. Thank you, Emily and James. Let's go over to Anvil, which is a town located right by Harrisburg. I found a quaint little spot that is budget-friendly there too. We're going to do the same type of search. Again, let's click this first one that came up. It looks similar to the last one we looked at. Oh look, this one just happens to be hosted by the same person. Emily. Let's take a quick peek at the pics for this one. Oh, that exterior looks much different than the last one. It almost appears to be unsafe or unkept. And the kitchen floor looks tattered. Let's look at the rest of the photos. That will definitely be a decision to be made as to what exactly you're looking for during your stay. Some may only need a place to sleep and then get right up, so amenities aren't a big factor for them. This appears to be the same setup as the last one. And here's the exterior again. What do you all think? Is this a typical type of listing on the app? A cautionary suggestion: if you have asthma or allergies, I would look further into the mold issue this property appears to have before making any final decisions about this property. Just my opinion and suggestion. Let's look at just a few key points to this one. This is another self-check-in. It's located in Anvil. Same common areas as the last one, but includes a private balcony on this one. The room is on the 2nd floor. Room geared towards longer-term stays. Shared bathroom and a full-size bed. This has the same host bio, with the added exception that this one says the host lives in Harrisburg and that the Chinese is simplified version. There are a total of 7 rooms between 2 properties for these 2 towns. Perhaps if either that I featured didn't suit you, then maybe one of the others offered would. They are all value priced from around $30 to $40 a night. The ones reading historic are in Harrisburg. We will take a quick look at some reviews about this Anvil location. Just like the others, I will only highlight a limited number of them. Thank you so much, Emily. You're such a nice host. From Colombia, South America. It wasn't expensive, but I was expecting something a little better. No towels. It didn't impress me to see dirty dishes on the counter. The kitchen was unorganized. No snacks like advertised. Just snack-sized candy. No ice. The first night a young man received us, and the second night a different young guy was in the living room. They seemed to live there. Amy was very responsive. Not a 5-star review, so let's see if Emily had that same demeanor as the last one.
This is a libelous review that I take offense to. The parts that are true, like the lack of ice, are unreasonable to complain about. It is disappointing when you provide people with a place to stay at half the price of a hotel and they choose to portray your efforts in such a way.
Arrived late at night, so a little hard to locate since the alley is dark. Kitchen and bathroom is okay. Overall good value. Emily responded back to this guest.
If you arrive somewhere late at night, it will generally be dark unless you are visiting the Arctic Circle in the northern part of Alaska in the summer. So I am a bit confused why this guest was surprised that the alley was dark at midnight when her husband arrived. As a matter of fact, we stayed up and waited for her husband to arrive and to help him get checked in and to find the room. I suspect that if this guest was visiting a host in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska in July, that she wouldn't complain about the lack of light but would complain about the outside temperature being a bit chilly. There are some things that hosts cannot reasonably control, and I wish that she would have considered that.
Wow. In my opinion, Emily does not like criticism or suggestions to improve their property for guests. Just this month, Emily and Walter's place was simple and warm, and they made us feel at home. Emily and Walter were great. I accidentally locked the neighbors out of the bathroom, and they were very patient and kind about it. Didn't stay for our booking.
Abigail's review is false and defamatory.
Not sure if this particular host is hostile, yikes. There are 365 reviews total for this host. We're going to take a peek at what other hosts had to say about Emily when she would stay at their properties. Emily is an excellent guest, friendly and very respectful. It was a pleasure to be her host. Emily's husband respected the apartment rules. Good communication. On time for check-in and check-out. Location was Peru. Another Peru stay. It reads great guest, communicative, very respectful of our rules and considerate with everyone else. It was a pleasure to host her. We wholeheartedly recommend her. Walter was a considerate, polite guest. He always welcome in my home. Walter and his sons were great. Always welcome back. Walter and his son were very nice gentlemen and very good guests. They were here 3 days, but I hardly saw them and definitely didn't hear them. As you know me, I always save the best info for last. Grab some popcorn and make sure you're sitting down for this one, folks. You ready to see this? Awesome. Me too. Here we go. Emily and Walter were very friendly and easy to get in contact with whenever needed. The place was comfortable and made me feel at home. Comfortable place to stay. I like the fact that the owner and son live there. Makes it feel family-oriented. So what do you all think? Would you stay at either of these Airbnb locations for your travels? We covered locations, amenities, rooms, exteriors, the host's bio, reviews from prior guests, and reviews on the host. I heard there was actually a little spot near Hershey Park, but it's been removed from the company's database. Looks like we just missed it. It was gone before we knew it. That one was under a completely separate account by a different host. Oh well. It sounds like Walter, Emily and son live at one location and they have a helper named James. It takes a few to try to run multiple locations, I'm sure. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear if you found any of this info useful or if you have already decided where to go on your vacation. As always, much love from the Exposure Arena and happy vacation search.